Hello, Internet, and welcome to the Nihil channel, and to the first Together in Battle tournament. Do you have what it takes to be the best strategist out there? Well, let me show you what you need to do to enter. The first thing you need to do is go to the Together in Battle Steam page, which you can find by searching for it on Steam, right up here, if you don't know how to do that. Then you need to go down to this demo button right here. Download Together in Battle Demo. You just push download and you get in. After you get it downloaded and installed, this is what you're going to be looking at. The demo will have a couple of these options grayed out, but the important thing that you need is this custom characters button. You're going to push that button. I've got a couple already made. We've got Demo McDemo. And you're going to select what you want to be. You can be a human, which I'll show off what each looks like real quick. So we can be a human. Here's some of our different humans that we can make. You can be a licit. I think that's how you say it. And that's a lizard man, or a lizard woman, if you prefer. So you can be a lizard. You can be a shadowling, my favorite, which are these little spear people. I like them a lot. You can be a sprigget, which is a gargoyle. I believe you can change the color that you are too. I don't know why it's not letting me do that, or why it's not randoming into that. Or you can be a spirit. You can be a little ghost. Or we can be a golem. Oh, you can't have romances as a golem, apparently. You can be a frowny boy, though. There we go. I believe that's all the choices. It sure is. So, what you're going to need to do is make 3 of these characters. You can make them however you want to. I'm going to use a human real quick to show you how it's done. There we go. So you're going to come to a screen that looks like this. But none of these will be assigned yet. So let me undo that. Cool. You can make your human or your characters look like whatever you want. Name them whatever you want, though if it's super offensive, I'm going to change it. So the most important things outside of how your character looks, because obviously that's super important, are your class, which determines what you do. Cavaliers, you ride horses like in Fire Emblem. Let's see, axe fighter. Most of them are self-explanatory, but you can mouse over them in case you need a little bit more detail on what they do. So you need to pick your class, and your personality, and your background. Sorry, there's 3 things. These 3 things will determine the skills that your character has. There's a little bit of an element of randomness to it, but these are the main things that will determine what skills you have. You can go for a balanced team, where you have one of each. You can have a bowman, you can have a swordsman, and you could do not a crossbowman. How about a cavalier? That would be maybe a balanced team. Or you could do 3 cavaliers. Or you could do 3 golems. Or you could do whatever you want. I'm not here to judge. That comes when the actual event is. The next thing we need to do is assign your growth points. You have 5 of them per character. The way growth points and leveling up works in Together in Battle is every level it will select 2 of the stats that you have put growth points in to give you ups in, to give you more in. If I put 3 into strength, the way this is going to work is it's randomly selecting. So the pool that it can select from has 3 strengths in it, a psi, an energy, and a health. So it's much more likely to pick the strength thing. It's not going to give me a bigger buff to strength though. And it will only pick each stat 1 time per level. When we finally assigned all of our growth points, we can hit proceed, and that will save the character. The other thing that you can do to give your character more personality and pizzazz is this dialogue thing. I can go to deployment and say, when you send out my character, I want him to say, you know, it's ready to roll as the default. But I can make it say whatever I want. I love together in battle. Now, that's what he says when he comes out. Or it'll be one of the other two. It's random. The way that leveling is going to work for our purposes in the arena is all of your characters will be auto-leveled up to 6. So you'll be getting 12 stat gains across those 6 levels. The skills will also be popping in during those levels as well. To explain a couple of the unique stats to Together in Battle, Psi is your magic stat. That's your magic stat from Fire Emblem. So if you're picking a physical class like a Cavalier, you're probably not going to need that. Energy is MP, which is used to trigger skills, whether you're physical or not. So you might need that. Important for Psi characters, your mages, accuracy also ties into the percent chance you have for status effects to work. So the higher your accuracy, the more likely you are to freeze or burn, etc. Reflexes is there because a trademark of the Telepath games is that it matters which way you're facing. If you get hit in the back, it does 50% more damage. Something to keep in mind. There are also elevation bonuses and penalties. You know, I have the high ground and all that. But that'll be mostly out of your control. Mostly. Counterattacks as a stat can reach a max stat of 4. This means you will counter no more than 4 incoming attacks on enemy phase. This is similar to how it works in Disgaea. Hopefully that makes sense. You must assign all your growth points to save a character. That option, the proceed option that is right behind me where I'm sitting, will not pop up until you have assigned all of your growth points. This is what the arena will look like. You can see that one team will spawn at the top, one team will spawn at the bottom, and it's going to be completely even. The items will not be there, the little item sacks. But we're going to fight best 2 out of 3. So, you get more chances. RNG won't totally screw you out of a win. Remember when I said the high ground is going to be mostly out of your control? Well, that's because when you're submitting your characters, you will need to tell me how you would like your team to behave. The options that you have, I will put on screen now, but they are Arena, which is balanced, a focus on self-preservation, Balanced, which is, shockingly, also balanced, but slightly more aggressive than the Arena behavior. You can make your team Aggressive, which will make them prioritize dealing damage over all other factors. You can make them Homicidal, which means nothing matters but enemy casualties. It is the most aggressive setting, even above the aggressive setting. You can make your team Defensive, which will mean they prioritize the survival of their characters over all other factors. You can also make them Unpredictable. Moves are chosen at random, making behavior difficult to predict. Or finally, lastly, you can choose to make your team Stupid. No strategy, and they will ignore most factors that would influence a move. Good luck with that. So, you've made all 3 of your characters and decided how you want them to behave. Remember, you just let me know that, and I've got to do that when we are actually setting up the arena. When you're finally ready to send me your characters, I'm going to show you now how you do that. So the first thing you gotta do is close out of the game. So let's do that. Quit to desktop. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna open your File Explorer. The way you're gonna do that is by going down and clicking this, or typing File Explorer in your search bar. Next, you're gonna go to the Documents folder on your computer. It's gonna look like this right here, and you're gonna click that. That's gonna give you a list of a bunch of stuff. What you need to do is click the option that says My Games, and go into that. Next, you're gonna select Together in Battle, then Mods, then Common, _Common, and then you're gonna have a file that looks like this. It says Custom Characters. It might look a little bit different than this, but it's gonna be called Custom Characters. That is what you are going to email me at nihilyt@gmail.com. I'm going to take the top 3 characters, because this will email me every character that you have made. That's fine. That's totally fine. But I'm just going to take the top 3 to make it simple for me. Or you can specify which ones you want me to take. That's also okay. Let's recap. Go to Steam and download the demo of Together in Battle. This will give you the custom characters button. Create 3 custom characters and send them to my email, nihilyt@gmail.com. That's all you gotta do. The tournament will be live on my stream the evening of May 5th. So have your unit submitted in my email by 1 p.m. CST on May the 4th. That way we can get stuff set up before stream. I hope the best team wins, and I can't wait to see all of you meet together in battle.
Time don't feel so linear, with heartbreak so familiar. We all know what's insane, so why not break the chain, break the chain.